few days ago, Arena revealed that they're gonna preserve the very, very, very difficult fight, Ceros CM, as a legendary mode, as it's honestly only doable by right now 2 groups in the entire world. And I want to talk about what I want from this legendary mode, what I want from the CM mode, the new one, and what I would like to see in the future. Right, channel from Makoto this, and let's get into it. So, the first thing I think I want to talk about is what I would like the new CM to be. Right now, we have the CM mode and the title. The title is impossible, as honestly, even the CM is just barely doable right now. And I think what we would hopefully would like is that, you know, the new legendary mode is just this fight, as you can see it right here, with the exact same tuning, and then the legendary mode, and now the new CM to be way easier, honestly, and the title to be a bit harder. So, in my opinion, the CM should be something like, I don't know, a best at the hardest Kaneng CM, and at the lowest, you know, something like Anka CM and Netherblade CM. That way, you have a puggable fight for people to do it weekly, as long as they know the fight and they've practiced it before, and then the title run for something that is very, very difficult, but still kind of doable for most people. Something like, you know, honestly, like Kaneng CM, like HCCM, something to progress with your guild, right? And then in the upper level, the legendary mode that is like, oh my god, not only you have to go, through with your static for a long time with your group, but also it's like insanely difficult, and honestly most people will not be able to do it. This way we have 3 difficulty settings in just the hard mode, and we have the easy mode, which is the normal mode, and the story mode for people who, they just want to do the story. Ideally, one day we'll actually have a story mode that is puggable as well, Now you can do with 10 people, it would be nice, but for now, I think this is the way it should be. That's what I would like to see. I don't want, and maybe you guys will disagree with me, but I really don't want the CM to be something that you want to progress through with your guild for a long time. I don't see any point of it. We want to have one set of difficulty, in my opinion, for different types of players, Normal mode for, very casual players. The CM for pugs, right? That, progress to the fight one time and then just can do it every week. The title mode for a middle ground in between the pug, in between the pug version and the, very, very legendary hard mode. And of course the legendary hard mode, to progress for weeks and months even. I think ideally this would be great, and so everyone gets a little bit of this fight in the way that they like it. I don't see any problem with that. And yeah, of course. Also, I would love if we, from now on, we would get every CM to have a legendary mode, just like Ceros CM. Very, very, very difficult. A title that is like in between, and a CM that essentially is just completely puggable. It is possible that we're gonna get this, not only for the rest of the fights, but maybe even a rework for other fights, as actually Grouch talked a few weeks ago, and I'll leave the link in the description, in an interview about how they were actually looking into doing something new for Endgame. So I'm wondering if this is what it is. We have seen this legendary mode now, and I wonder if we're gonna start getting, going back into older content and giving it a nightmare mode, right? It would be awesome if every raid would have a nightmare mode for every boss. It'd be awesome if every EOD strikehold had that as well. For example, Elevate CM to have a nightmare mode, for Anka CM to have a nightmare mode. I guess we already have it with the title, so it's a bit hard to actually set this up. And something like Kaneng CM and HCCM to have a puggable version. I think that would be honestly awesome, but we'll have to see. Ideally, also, I think it would be nice if we would have something like a little bit more than a title on the legendary kill. Sure, we have legendary title or whatever, which is cool, But it would be nice if we got something even more, you know, even bigger, right? Like maybe a little, like who knows, maybe a mount would be awesome, like other MMOs have, like WoW has, like Final Fantasy 14 has, something to make people really want to go for this. I know a lot of people would get mad because they're completionists and everything, but look, it's an MMO. If you are really a completionist, you're gonna have to get good at the game as well, because there's gonna be things that you're not gonna be able to just push through grinding, and I think that's okay, honestly. And sure, there's not gonna be I don't think anyone is gonna say that legendary mode on CRCM is gonna be viable. There's just no way that's gonna be the thing, because the DPS tick is so big. Maybe with power creep eventually, but there's just no way that's gonna be viable. And honestly, I think that's fine. I actually don't really hate the fact that certain raids are viable, because it kind of gives this, like, you know, little good way of people that are very good at raids kind of making gold out of them and keeping the Poxian a little bit alive. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. This happens in WoW as well. As long as it's not too much, of course, and maybe we have that problem in Guild Wars 2, but as long as it's just a little part of the community, I think it's honestly not that big of a deal. Yeah, and I think that's the main things I want. Just a clear difficulty, you know, difference in between each of the modes. I think is the biggest thing that we are missing in Guild Wars 2 right now, and I really hope that with this continues to be in the case. I'm very scared that this is gonna be the exception and not the rule, and we're just gonna get CRCM as, you know, with this difficulty, legendary difficulty, and we're never gonna see this again. I really hope that's not the case, but we'll have to see. And that's why I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit, so you guys can tell me what you guys think about it, and also so we can tell ANET that this is what we want. And I think they kind of know. Especially considering the fact that, you know, they did this in the first place. I just hope they have the resources to do it as well. And of course, I think it's also important for us to get, you know, this is one thing that is very important for the end game scene, but also more encounters would be honestly not only nice but needed. 2 strikes a year is just not enough. It's just not. 2, it's not good enough. 3 would honestly be the minimum. 4 ideally, and who knows, even more would be perfect. And I hope they eventually start getting there. We'll have to see. But I really hope so, because imagine if we could get, you know, 3 strikes a year with this difficulty settings, with the, you know, very hard mode, very hard mode that you progress with your guild, and a CM to just bug every week, and a normal mode for people to just chill out with it. I think that would be honestly perfect. The game would, you know, honestly would start to grow a little bit more in terms of end game content, and I'll be very happy with it. We already saw the viewers on Twitch, for example, and the amount of people talking about the game with this fight in particular was very high. So I know that ANET probably has some idea of this being a good thing, but I just hope they, you know, they commit and they continue doing this as well. But there you go. That's what I'm thinking, guys. Tell me what you guys think instead. Tell me if you disagree with anything I said. And yeah, subscribe to the channel for more content. Go to my twitch.tv/with us to watch me stream and, you know, do something together. Join our Discord and our guild, of course, to play together as well and hang out off of stream. And see you guys around. Love you all. Bye bye.